Ring.
All right, so flagrant.
Speaking of titties,
yeah, 𝙿𝙾𝚃𝚃 Portnoy went to flagrant recently
and got molested.
What are you talking about, bro?
The nigga Andrew Schulz.
Got touched?
Oh,
He's really
okay.
he's actually Mr. Touchy-Feely.
He is. It's kind of crazy.
But
how
Dave wasn't playing that shit.
I didn't watch the whole thing.
There was a point where like Dave was about to get into it might have been a hot take. He was about to really give his opinion on something.
Yeah.
Andrew started rolling on his fucking thighs and he was like, nigga, no. I'm not saying what I was going to say now.
Nah, that's too much, man. That's too much.
Why does he do that? Like, why does he do that? I don't understand why he does that. Why does he have to like physically? And then
it's getting
New York,
worse.
Italian.
I think at this point though, it's almost part of the. It's almost part of it. It feels like it's almost part of it now because
like go there and expect to be groped.
Or it's like he'll tell you like, bro, I only did that to 𝚑𝚃 every so often, but it bothered people so much, I do it every time now, so I'm gonna be like shaking you and shit during the episode.
Yeah.
He said that?
No, I'm just saying it almost feels like that because the nigga touches everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well,
I mean, look, it could always be, you know,
right.
either this or, you know, some other things.
Right,
No,
right.
I was just about to say,
Realistically-
he's a big fan of ecstasy.
Yeah.
Yeah, conspiracy.
That's not even a conspiracy. On that 𝙿𝙾𝚃 Portnoy podcast, he brought up ecstasy 1 billion times. He was like, yo, we can literally do this shit right now.
For real?
And Dave kept turning it down.
Okay, but you know what I mean. Like, you know, even ecstasy is a good drug. That's what I've heard.
It's a good drug and it makes you a little sexually fluid, apparently.
Nah, yeah.
But I don't know why he does it, but the nigga does it. But they kind of pressed him in terms of the whole Dave exposing Bobbi Althoff's DM with Drake. And
the righteousness.
Dave didn't press him. Alex pressed him. And Alex has been doing all of the pressing in the last like 15 episodes.
I've heard that. I saw that in the Reddit where they were like, somebody was like, what's the point of Alex? And they were like, he's the only one that presses people.
I feel like at the time when they was asking that question, Alex wasn't really pressing niggas like that.
The black dude.
That's a role that
black
he's
dude.
recently stepped into.
Gotcha.
Because niggas have just really been avoiding it. I think it actually happened naturally though. And it probably started around like that Logan Paul shit. Because they just refused to bring up the scamming allegations.
Yeah.
And so the fans really got disturbed about that.
Maybe he knows Andrew can't do it because he has to maintain a relationship.
I was about to say,
You
like,
have to have that guy on the show though.
It's literally Andrew's the right arm, the white dude with the long hair is the left arm, and you know everybody has their own job to move the body, and it's like that's just his job.
It's just they've avoided that job. The last time, so long story short, they were pressing 𝙿𝙃 Portnoy about this shit. Honestly, I wasn't really happy. It's not that I wasn't happy about the pressing. The pressing was whatever. 𝙿𝙃 Portnoy couldn't stand on what he did logically at all. It didn't make no fucking sense. He was like,
Yeah, he kept trying.
it didn't make no fucking sense. He was talking about like, yeah, she said off the record, but it's not really off the record. It's like, nigga, you screenshotted a DM and sent it to your media team.
You got to know when to roll back.
You did some corny shit. Like, just own up to it.
His philosophy was, if you're saying that the rumor is not true, then you don't have to say off the record.
He has some
Which
white...
makes nothing. It
makes no
sense at all.
sense. He was having a white savior complex. He was like, well, let me release the DM since you won't. I'll defend you with your own words. Like on some, don't worry, we're so cool. You can tell people those allegations aren't true. Like you can speak on my behalf. It's like, nigga.
Usually there's a phone call that happens right before that.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
I have to ask you to do this for me.
Why are you volunteering to speak on my behalf? What the fuck? I didn't ask for that. You know what I'm saying? So
he runs a media company.
I do wish that they would have brought up the point like he had just bought back his company. That's what I really wish they would have brought up. That would have been
They talked about that.
in the same breath.
Oh, you're talking about in the same conversation.
In the same breath, because we're talking about the same week this all happened. He bought his company back. He exposed Bobby's DM. I'm like, oh, he giving himself that stimulus package for real.
Yeah,
that's how I looked at it when it happened.
Let's get it hot, baby.
Yeah, I'm like, the nigga bought his company back for $1. It's time to heat shit up.
He doing what
Dave.
Adam did, using a white woman.
Yeah, bro, yeah.
Sacrificing it to the black man.
You need a white lamb.
Dave is back. Dave is back. You know what I'm saying? It's time to sacrifice a white girl tonight. So yeah, bro, that's pretty much what happened. I wish they would have
He
pressed
said
him.
she's expendable.
But the last pressing, it made me think of the last pressing that I thought was like fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
That Flagrant did, and
Which
was the Fresh and Fit pressing.
That was the last pressing led by Andrew.
It was and Akash.
Yeah.
Akash was shooting
Akash actually brought the heat. Andrew has always kind of been a little softball when it comes to that type of situation.
Indians
but at the
get
same
hot,
time,
man.
At the same time, you think he has to be just because he's the one that's like he's the one keeping and maintaining a relationship and shit.
Well, maybe not that. I think more specifically with Fresh and Fit, Akash was more offended because it's like,
especially his path
you are
in life.
brown,
Yeah.
so you're supposed to love brown. Like, you know, when you a minority, when you a melanated individual, we already get so much scrutiny, especially the women. So like, you're supposed to double down on your love from who you came from.
You know.
So
Yeah.
and Andrew Schulz is fucking white. It doesn't matter as much.
And on top of that, bro, you also got to remember just Akash's trajectory, like who he was as a person: virgin, religious, waited till marriage, found
Only
a-
Indian pussy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
And
So
only
it's-
one of them.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah,
Seriously?
yeah, that was his whole
He's been
thing.
with
So
one
it's
woman.
like he's been with one woman. So that alone, it's like Fresh and Fit talking to a nigga that's actually followed their
Yeah, this
religion.
nigga that shit.
This nigga might have a cap on his funny. You gotta. He only been with one girl.
I can see that.
Yeah, I can see that.
But
Well,
it depends
what
on his imagination.
Hey,
And it
man.
depends on what lane he goes because he definitely leans in. It's not
Christian
I
comedy,
can't call it leaning into Indian comedy, but he talks about Indian people the same way black people talk about black people. That's gonna spend forever. You know what I'm saying? Like
Nigga, it ain't. How many Indian people are there?
exactly. And how
Billions.
many? They don't. There's billions, and they also
That's
don't
a
have
great market.
And they also don't have that many comedians.
He don't want to go to India to do
Nigga.
a booking.
Nigga, I bet the booking in India is probably heavy.
He would probably do it if he had to, but he doesn't want. Who wants to go to India?
Nigga, it's
An Indian?
an Indian, bro.
That's his home.
Hold up, bro.
This is ancestral
Y'all
plant.
just
Niggas-
say that. Nobody.
Nah, bro. Niggas sleep. Nigga, there's a Bollywood.
sleep.
I was just about to say they
Bollywood,
have their
nigga.
own movie.
Nigga, they have
Bollywood.
$1 billion entertainment in just India.
There's no Puerto Rican Hollywood.
Right. Yeah, bro. These niggas have their own Hollywood.
And have y'all seen those movies?
They're not for us.
But the thing is, we haven't seen
I like
them,
that.
and they still
Yeah.
made hundreds of millions of dollars.
No, billions.
Because there's
Billions.
billions of Indians.
I'm
Yeah.
not saying. Look,
They have their own world. You could, if you an Indian, you can make plenty of money supplying services to
but
Indians.
they're
you can
making
live
money.
better.
You don't gotta touch
but
a white bitch.
They're making
Yeah.
money off the merit of just the sheer number of people, not the quality of the product.
You hate.
No, you're hating.
Yeah, like
you're
you just
hating,
fucking
bro.
hate. That doesn't even make
Right,
sense.
right.
You sound like Dave Portnoy, nigga.
No, bro, that's crazy. That's
But nah,
Who
I-
doesn't make money off the amount of people buying
But
their
the
shit?
original point was, let's not lose the original point,
Okay,
was
go
that
ahead. The cap on the
Akash
funny.
would never, well, that was,
Yeah.
but he would also never go to India. Like, that nigga ain't
That's
going.
crazy. Okay, now that's a
That's
question I want to ask.
also insane.
That's insane, bro. I just think it's insane.
I don't think he has ever been to India, but also,
Nigga, what?
That's a hell of a thing to say about a nigga who
Think
has
about
a
it. Think
podcast
about
and probably talking about going to
he's
India.
done comedy in India. Think about it.
I'm willing to bet.
I'm willing to bet.
He don't even seem
And,
like
and I'm willing to bet he's open to it.
Yeah.
he's open to it, but nigga, ain't nobody trying to go to fucking India. Like,
Nigga,
maybe
relax.
maybe Europe.
He's
maybe
not
Europe.
trying to go to India.
Maybe
Yeah.
Europe.
That's what the
maybe
problem
Europe.
is.
Europe.
Okay, to be fair, okay, I kind of get where you're coming from. I'm not pressed on going to India, but I also know there's kings,
get-
princes.
The point-
nigga, there's niggas, there is money over there.
His
I'll give it
point
to y'all.
is, you would rather be American superstar than Indian legend. But Indian legend is nothing to bat an eye at.
At all.
I'm gonna give you
Like,
that.
that's actually some phenomenal shit.
And overall, it might be bigger than American Legend,
I'm gonna give you that because what's that?
American All-Star.
American All Star. Yeah.
What's that African Nigerian singer?
African Nigerian singer.
That he does
Stormy?
runs in Nigeria.
You
Nigga, why did I search
you was gonna
African?
Google African Nigerian
Look at that.
singer.
He's gonna pop up.
But it's redundant.
dark-skinned nigga with the
African
locks.
is
I know
Nigerian.
you're talking about. Oh, what's that nigga's name?
Well, Nigerian is African.
Burner Boy.
Burner Boy.
That nigga has been doing
He's been going crazy, and
All-
he's a global. Same with what's the other nigga? Diplo. Is it not? No, not Diplo. The Spanish nigga.
Bad Bunny and something.
Bad Bunny.
And all them niggas like they can tour in their country forever, but
No, they can try.
And their countries are not as big as India.
Yeah, exactly. That's
You're
another-
gonna get a way bigger bag in India.
Yeah,
I don't even think Indians over there have that type of sense of humor. But what was the?
but he can always lean into that sense of humor.
And he can just make fun of white people for them.
Exactly. That's a fact.
That's a go. He has go-to
He doesn't.
content.
We
nigga.
were talking about having a cap on funny because he's only been with one woman, but he doesn't have to. If he just like Kevin Hart switched into family comedy, it's like you just switch to family comedy, Indian comedy. Like it's just not comedy about getting bitches or experiences with different women. But he can talk about
That's not all comedy
my
is.
friend was complaining about his wife, so he can still have.
There's still, and like he can still observe things. He can, there's still, but I feel like an even bigger capitalist comedy than being with one woman is being friends with Andrew. Because a lot of times, Akash just feels like brown Andrew Schulz.
His live show does.
His comedy, all that, it kind of feels like just
not
brown
as
Andrew
much
Schulz.
On the podcast, not as much for me. I see Akash standing alone on the podcast, even though I could be wrong. But when I see, I don't know. But when I watching his stand up live though, I'm like, he's just like flagrant. That's it.
That's what I'm talking about. His comedy.
Oh, okay. But like on podcasting wise, I'm like, they seem like completely different people to me. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Even though they're friends, you know what I'm saying? Y'all are friends, but I know the difference between y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he don't seem to be D-riding like crazy or nothing like that. But
it's interesting though. How did we get on this?
It started with 𝙿𝙾𝙳𝚃, Portnoy, flagrant. It just kind of
What was the original question though? I don't think we really put a pin in that.
It was really just talking about how flagrant was pressing 𝙿𝙾𝚃, Portnoy.
Alex was pressing.
Yeah, same thing.
And even Alex pressing, like he never. It's never like I just got caught in a corner in Brooklyn, and these niggas is asking where my chain is.
Like
it's kind of just
I
like I
always leave the window for you to go out.
It's kind of just like he's saying the question that nobody else is saying, but he's saying it very nicely.
Right. That's true.
He's saying
he's at least putting it on the table.
He's putting it on the table, but he's not like you're not scared about it.
Right.
Leaving the black man do the hard stuff.
But somebody has to.
Somebody has to, or it would just be a dick sucking fest over there.
Yeah. Otherwise, you gotta have a shooter.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Why not a black man? And he's Puerto Rican.
D-sucking.
He is actually, yeah. But
Half.
Let's see. Imaginary Bill.